Hi, my name is Noelle, and welcome to my channel. I am a faceless booktuber, as you may have noticed, and I enjoy annotations, writing in my books, I enjoy audiobooks, and really just rekindling the joy of reading in my mid 20s because I took a really long break from reading, kind of abandoned it as a teenager, and now I'm diving back in and catching up on some books that I've really wanted to read for a long time. I figured I'd start by answering some questions for the Booktube Newbie tag. Why did you start this channel? I started this channel because I used to really love creative writing. And it used to be something I was really good at as a kid because I read voraciously. I would go to the library all the time, check out a bunch of books, like read them all in a few days. And my creative energy was just, off the charts. And then, as I mentioned, I fully abandoned reading as a teenager. And as a result, my kind of attention span for that stuff went way down. And I couldn't even touch a book for a long, long time. And as a side effect, my writing also just declined, obviously, because I wasn't giving myself the tools that I needed to continue that hobby of mine. Reading is an important ingredient in all of that. So, anyways, now in my mid 20s, I am revisiting reading, hopefully one day to write something of my own. But for now, I am more so focused on enjoying and getting back into reading and the cycle of reading. Question number 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? I'd say I have a lot of fun with editing videos. Kind of an odd thing to mention as far as BookTube, but I love making vlogs. I love making my books pretty and putting a bunch of sticky tabs in there and highlighting things. And honestly, it's kind of a focus thing for me too. I have ADHD, so it's hard for me to sit down and focus on a book for a really long time. So finding methods to get around that of listening to audiobooks sometimes or making little doodles on the sides of the pages of, obviously my own copies is really fun for me. So bringing that fun and whimsy into reading is something that I really want to showcase in my channel and hopefully give you ideas for how you can also enjoy reading in the same way. Question number 3. What book or series got you into reading? I'd say when I was a kid, it was definitely Harry Potter. I was a big Harry Potter nerd for a long time. But more recently, I'll do a little, cut here of books that I've really enjoyed because I feel like it's been such a long time since I've actually read anything. Like, I had such a long break from being a literal child to being an adult. So my taste has vastly changed. So I'll cut here and show you some books that I really love. Next question. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be hardest to overcome? I think am very much a perfectionist. So, editing a video and then posting it, I'm notorious for just deleting it right away. But I am challenging myself here in 2026 to not delete anything I create on this channel, which is more than I can say for other channels in which I have gone in and deleted it and, the internet will never see it again. But I'm just determined to keep creating, keep having fun, and not worry so hard about everything being perfect. And honestly, I have a lot to learn as far as my own format. So you may see my content change, mostly because I've never had any sort of commentary channel. I don't really have anyone to yap with in my real life about reading. So it's a bit of a learning curve for me, but I am very excited to kind of learn that style. And I really do enjoy watching BookTube. So making the shift from silent viewer to commentator is going to be a step, but it's going to be probably a rewarding one. Next question. Where do you read? I typically read at home. I like to read where it's quiet and I can focus, but every so often I like going out to a coffee shop. For example, today I went to a coffee shop and popped on some headphones, put on some epic fantasy music on YouTube, and just read like 100 pages, which is actually kind of a lot for me. Usually I'm in more so the 40 page to 50 page realm per day. But this book is so good. You may have seen my other videos. I'm reading The Priory of the Orange Tree, and it's just picking up. I'm on page like 480 right now, and I'm so excited to keep going. So, yeah, I read mostly at home at my desk. I read in bed. I try to read a little bit at the gym, which is kind of an odd place for it, but I find walking the treadmill and then putting my Kindle on the little stand in front of me is actually quite nice. So, yeah, it's kind of a weird place to read, but you can really just zone out, make the font size pretty big, and then I do have a little clicker thing where I can turn the page without having to physically press it. I have a little button that I hold. So that is helpful too. Probably the most unnecessary accessory that I own, but one that I actually use. So it works out. Next question. What kind of books do you like to read? I love to read a lot of things, which is why I'm starting this channel as well is I have yet to find my like personal taste. Since I haven't read very much as an adult, I feel like I am very much an open book. So you'll probably find a lot of library hauls. Probably not a lot of buying hauls because I don't want to buy a book and be like, I hate this. Um, so you'll see a lot of library books where I am probably going to try every genre this year, hopefully, which will be a lot of fun. I feel like I'm slowly getting drawn into fantasy, which is so fun. It's so fun to be in a different world with so many creative works. But I do like literary fiction as well. So you'll see a mix of the two. And as I mentioned in my snippet, I do like other genres as well, but we'll see what happens. And the final question, what does your book collection look like? Well, I have it right behind me here. I have around 100 and something books. Let me see. Okay. And the reason I'm looking at my phone here is because I have this awesome app called Libib, and I recently took inventory of all my books. So what's really cool is you can scan the barcode on your book and it'll log it in a collection. So you can search it up and see exactly what authors and titles you own. So you make sure you don't have any duplicates, which was a very time consuming task, but it was well worth it. Okay, so as far as books, I have 122 books currently, most of which are gifts from friends and family, and stuff that I've kept since I was a kid. So you'll see, The Hobbit up there and other classics like The Little Women, lots of textbooks, lots of classics. I have quite a lot of books to get through. And I do have quite a variety of fiction. So I have a mix of graphic novels, I have, fairy tales, thrillers, and some very old books that I have collected that are like from the 1800s that are dusting on my shelf over there, but they're so beautiful that I can't get rid of them. Stuff like that. I've always been more of a library person than a buying person, mostly because it's a lot cheaper for me. And because I am very picky with the books that I own. Like, if I buy a book, I've likely already read it, and I know I want to reread it and go back to my favorite scenes. Like, I really want it to not be sitting on a bookshelf. I want it to be loved, which is why if I own a book, I'm probably going to annotate the heck out of it because it is my copy and it is something that I want to make my own and I want to look back on years from now. Okay, I believe that answers all the questions. I will say this is the most I've talked in length, in a while, so clearly something I'm a little rusty at, but I am looking forward to making more talking videos here soon. I also will continue to upload little mini vlogs, which I very much enjoy doing, and updating you on my progress on the Priory of the Orange Tree. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.